building a business, you said it earlier, it is not for the faint of heart.
No.
No matter how passionate you are, and I've got a favorite expression, and you're probably the exception to this statement, but I will say it for all those out there. Just because you know how to make a great meatball does not mean you should open a restaurant. And I say this so often, and it is so just indicative of the fact that yes, you may have a passion or be really fabulous at something, but it doesn't mean that you know how to suddenly build a business around it, which means listen to people, have mentors, bring in partners, make sure that you are ensuring a level of success. So for you, that journey of taking what you love and then figuring out how to build a business around it, what's that journey been like for you? And, where did you kind of question,
You know,
who you needed or what you needed to do that?
well, it's interesting because I'm left-handed, but I do everything else with my right hand. And I
Me
think that that's
too. Go
very,
lefties.
you too?
I'm a lefty.
Oh,
We did not know that about each other.
look at that.
That,
Yeah,
that now it all makes sense, right?
yeah, exactly. And I always say, people see me as creative type, but I learned early on that, finances pay for the creative, Kathy. So I had to, focus on the financial aspects of building a business and keeping, well, just building it, expanding and expanding. So, while I have learned a lot on that aspect myself, I also learned when to complement myself. There is no reason to learn entire new industries. I have found some great partners, whether it be on the business side or the marketing side or the sponsorship side or the PR side, whatever, even skills that I have myself
Yeah.
and could do,
Right.
I don't have the bandwidth.
Yeah.
And it's silly to hold my company back just, because I know how to do something. I don't have the bandwidth. I need, I also think the more minds, the merrier, the more,
Yes,
more
definitely.
so I think that, I think it's important to surround myself by, whether it's team members or mentors that, can really help guide me through their own experiences, because I don't know it all. I mean, I would
Yeah.
be silly. I don't really
But I
like the
love what you said. You do know a lot, and I've worked with you long enough
best.
now to know that your strengths are tremendous across a lot of different verticals in
My
what is
strength,
required.
my bandwidth,
But your
Kathy,
bandwidth,
is
and
what
that's
I've learned.
so important. So a lot of people don't get to do what they love, and you really figured out how to build a business around that. And I think it's the secret ingredient, not to be cute since we're talking about cooking and food and recipes, but it is really kind of your secret ingredient. It's what makes you tick, and it's what makes you show up the way you do and create the success that you have. And beyond Cricket's Candy Creations, which is such an extraordinary destination, I know we're in amazing conversations with companies and brands about how to bring the magic of what you're doing to their world, and the sort of pixie dust, if you will, of cricket into their world, whether it's an ambassador, a content creator, someone who can help people bring dimension and depth to their brand through the magic of what you do and what you can do with them and their brand. So I'm witnessing this from a front row seat, being really involved in that, which is really special for me and my team here. But as you look towards kind of what's next and all the parts of your business that you dream about, what do you feel would be a really unique and special place for you to take all of this to?
Well, I have to tell you, and while I say Cricket's Candy Creations is for candy lovers of all age, and it is,
Yeah.
it is. But there is nothing more special. I'm not getting teary. There's nothing more special than watching these kids' faces. Their eyes just light up when they walk into this space, and just all of the colors and the concepts, edible slime, candy, sushi. They are floored. My arm hairs are standing up. It's like
Yeah.
they, I I used to be very popular amongst my friends' kids, and my friends would tell me like, my kids are so excited you're coming over. What are you going to do with them today? What do you bring? Oh my God, the pressure. I got to figure out that out too.
Right.
But now they can come to me. And it's not just my friends' kids, and the sheer joy that Cricket's Candy Creations is bringing to so many families, especially after the last couple of years, is what I hope to expand to other cities, other children's faces. Again, as you mentioned, we're already in conversations about additional locations in the Northeast, but also a 10-city national tour with the Association of Children's Museums. So I hope to just bring more joy. Sweet joy.
Sweet joy. And you know what's funny? You said about like kids, like they're so excited when they walk in there. It's like they're being given permission to play. And I mean, how many times does a parent say, no, you can't have that. No, you've had enough today. I mean, it doesn't get any better than being in there.
And they're not just coming in, and just eating candy.
No,
they are candy crafting.
Exactly.
So, unlike a lot of the other pop-ups that are touring right now, the heroes are the Instagram moments and the visuals. And yes, my space is gorgeous. I'm not saying otherwise.
It's very gorgeous.
The hero is the candy craft and that experience, and the creators are making something in each themed room and they take them home.
And I think the way they interact with each other while they're doing that is also really special. You get that interactivity and that playtime and that creativity that they're getting to experience, which they then can do with anything and everything, as they realize just the whole concept of making something out of anything that is not traditionally something they're used to, right? That's going to be a big aha moment for these kids.
And on the adult side of things, which, we're about to launch Candy After Dark 21 plus Thursday evenings.
Right.
So we are going to be having the same experiences, but with the DJ, candy themed cocktails and mocktails that can accompany the adult experience. We've done a lot of team building visits from various corporations, which has just been so fun.
I think is amazing. I mean, we look at companies that are trying to create culture again among their teams that are working virtually, that aren't face to face, that may all not be in the office, but now getting groups back together, getting their teams under one roof. This is becoming a very, very popular conversation with the most conservative of companies in the business to playful, fun, entertainment related companies. So, I think anybody listening that is in that corporate space looking for something to do, especially in New York City at the moment, I highly recommend it. If you want to get people together, definitely reach out to us and let us know, because that is an extraordinary thing for people to be able to just have playful moments. It doesn't have to be in a bar. It doesn't have to be on a rooftop. It can be doing something that is team building, that is interactive. It's an amazing space. It has a screening room. I mean, it's just so magical. It really is. And I love that you're leaning into, like, adults need playtime probably more than kids, right? Especially after the last 2 years. But you know what? Before the last 2 years, I think we needed it even more because we didn't realize we hadn't paused the way we have in the last 2 years. I think the beauty of what we've been through is, again, what I mentioned earlier, is that ability to sit back and listen a little bit to ourselves. And if nothing else, the last 2 years has given just a little breathing room to some of us to do that and have those moments. And now we're kind of like getting back into full tilt again. And I'm starting to even realize, like, my goodness, I'm making plans every single night because I can. Yep. What happened to those moments where you could like sit at home and make dinner and watch TV with your partner and like just chill? And so we need to create more play space for ourselves, right?
Oh, Kathy, you should see my calendar. I am playing. I've had a couple. It was unnatural how much I was home in the pandemic for a creature like me.
Right. I hear you. I hear you on that.